sand fans and Dunatics. It's Sand Phil here, back on why the sand rail doesn't start. Today I think we're going to try to do some tests on the fuel pump and see if we can't figure out what's going on. Alright, let me uncover this and we'll get going. Alright guys, I think the first test we're going to do is I'm going to put the fuel pressure gauge back on here, right here, and we're going to clamp off this return line. Then I'm going to turn the key on and see if we get any fuel pressure. And in my thinking, that should tell us if the fuel pressure regulator is bad or if it's the fuel pump. I think we're also going to take this fuel filter off and just see if we can blow some air through it and see if maybe it's plugged up. Well, let me get this gauge on and I'll be back. Alright guys, I got my fuel pressure gauge on there. I'm going to take my locking pliers, and this should be the return line because I know this is the one that has the filter on it. So I think, let me adjust the camera up just a smidge here, see if that doesn't help. So I think if we clamp off this line right here, like that, that should be the return. Now I'm going to go turn the key on and see if we get any fuel pressure. And it is still at 0. So, I'm wondering if maybe we don't have a bad fuel pump. So, I still don't know about this gauge. I'm still a little iffy there, but you know, this filter could still be plugged up and we're just not getting any fuel down to here. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this fuel filter off and take it off and see if I can blow through it. If I can, then it's definitely not the filter and we'll go back to fuel pump. I'm going to take this hose off and let me get something to take this these two clamps off and I'll be right back. Okay everybody, well, I didn't find my nut driver, so let's try this, except for that is a straight slot screwdriver, a straight slot screw, and I brought a Phillips screwdriver. So, hang on a second. It's always something. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, found straight slot. So, and I just got to thinking about this. I've got the key on, so when that kicks off, gas is going to go everywhere. Maybe we can minimize this some. Yeah, I know. I probably need to put some steel braided line on this just because of how close it is to everything. But I'm a guy, if you haven't figured out, that doesn't have a whole lot of money. I do have a sand rail and it's definitely fun, but we kind of do this on the cheap. I mean, I love watching those guys on the Power Block and some of those other TV shows where they have every tool under the sun in their garage. But I wish I had some of that stuff, but I just don't. But I figure there's probably a lot more of you guys out there like me than like them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this line just so I can get it off easier, because I know it is not going to come off. And I've got, I don't know if you can see, but I've got plenty of line on this thing. Let's see if we can't break this loose. And like I said, I'm sure gas is going to go everywhere once I do this. And yes, I did use good gas line. This is the good stuff for fuel-injected motors. That's why it's hard to cut through. This is the fuel-injected motor stuff, and it's a high dollar. I know that. Not like a braided line would be, but definitely wasn't cheap. Luckily, if you guys have watched any of my videos, you know that I have a buddy that I call Super Dave. And Super Dave is a mechanic by trade. So, I've always got Super Dave I can call on and say, hey man, how do you fix this? Or what do you think this is? Or just drop my knife. What do you think's going on here? And 9 times out of 10, that guy, man, he definitely knows his stuff. Dave used to go to the dunes with us all the time, and he has built some crazy stuff. He had there's some video of it on my YouTube channel. He's got, he built a Banshee that had a 600 CBR 6. No, it was a Ninja motor. It was a Ninja 600 4-cylinder engine in it. He also built, I don't think I've got any video of it because it scared him and he sold it before. I'm getting gas just everywhere. This is awesome. But he also built a Raptor 660 that had a GSXR 750 engine in it. And he also had a sandrail. There's a bunch of his stuff on my YouTube channel of his sandrail. In fact, I was really upset with Dave when he got his, because his sandrail would it would just wheelie all over the place, where mine wouldn't. And, okay. Fuel filter is off and fuel is everywhere. But this thing is soaked full of gas. Alright everybody, let's see if we can blow through this. Easy sneezy. Not a problem. So that means this fuel filter is definitely not our problem. I'm going to go get my side cutters. I'm going to cut these hoses back where I cut them. And then we're going to put this fuel filter back on. Alright guys, well, I'm going to show you something. Sand fill makes all kinds of mistakes. I don't know if you guys can see my side cutters there, but that's what happens to side cutters if you don't turn the power off before you cut through an electrical line. Make sure the power's off before you do something like that. Oh, there's one of our local neighbors. Yeah, if you haven't figured it out, we kind of live, we don't really live in the hood, but you can definitely see the hood from where we live. It's always an adventure. And we'll maybe while I'm working on this stuff, I will tell you some of my neighborhood adventures that have happened to me since we've lived in this house. We've been here going on nine years now, and there is just some crazy things that go on in this neighborhood. And I know there's probably crazy things that go on in every neighborhood, but down here it just seems different. We definitely have a couple different gangs right here around our house. We've got a biker gang, but we also have some kind of other gang. I'm not sure who these guys are affiliated with, but they definitely have colors and make signs and that kind of stuff. But one day, the dogs, and you know what, maybe in one of these videos we'll go over my puppies, but the dogs were throwing a fit out here one day, and I came out to see what was going on, make sure that clamp, yeah, the clamp's still on the other end. I came out here to see what was going on, and our local gang was coming up the street here on horseback. I mean regular, full-blown horses. So a lot of y'all may go, well, the gangs in my neighborhood have a posse. Well, guess what? Our posse around here actually rides horses. So that was an interesting one. Just all kinds of stuff. Maybe that's what I'll do when I'm working on this kind of stuff like this, guys, is while I'm doing something and showing you guys how to take something off or do something like this, I may just tell you a neighborhood story, because there's a ton of them. Alright, guys, well, I've got this fuel filter just about back on. Let me tighten this down. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go turn the key on and check all this just to make sure we don't have any gas leaks or anything, and maybe by accident our fuel pressure will have come up to where it'll run, and this little project will be done. But alright, key is on. You guys would have saw it first. Hopefully there's no gas splashing all over the place, and I don't see any. So, well, guys, I think we're going to call this one done for this video. And hopefully, if I can get this thing running, I'll see you guys out on the dunes. So, be safe out there. Thanks. Bye. Oh, there's a good bit. I can't hardly work on anything without cutting myself.
What the hell?